Greetings everyone and welcome back to Humankind, where we, as the Celt, have actually been making some rather rapid headway through the classical era. In fact, we are the first, I believe, who are able to move on to the next era. However, we are very far ahead of even the nearest competitor. In terms of points, our competitors are actually a lot higher than us, and that is a little bit of a concern, and is one of the reasons why I have chosen that whilst we have things going so well for us, especially given that our population is expanding very, very quickly, and as we are an agrarian-focused culture, this will allow us to accumulate a decent amount of fame relatively quickly. We're going to hang tight for a few more turns. Now, there is no guarantee that one of our opponents, especially Shenrir, will be able to get 3 stars more or less in a single turn and thus be able to make a first choice ahead of us. Losing out on first choice wouldn't bother me so much as being 3rd or 4th. We'll see how that goes. But for the time being, we definitely need to try and make the best of these good times that we currently find ourselves in. Having a look at Shenrir's area, we can start to see the kinds of units that Shen is fielding. Definitely got swordsmen, definitely got horsemen, so comparative levels of technology in that regard. We're also seeing large stacks of ships out and about. Now, there is almost certainly going to be a new world on this map that we want to try and find ideally first, and hopefully maybe even colonize. We'll see how that one goes, though. It'll take us a little bit of time to get to that stage. We're also looking to pick a fight with
teach you wisdom,
the Huns. Might not be the smartest move, certainly, but if we can start a fight with the Huns, then we will be able to hopefully vassalize them. But we have no real reasons for that right now. We can always start a surprise war. Not something I really want to do, as it is going to quite negatively affect your standing with pretty much everyone else.
Is a wonderful thing.
Hooray!
Sadly for the crew, we're likely to see the first seasickness as well.
Look, okay, we have to make sacrifices for progress. Now, early ships can't navigate the ocean tiles without there being significant risk. If they spend more than a turn out at sea, then the vessel can be lost. Later ships can survive a bit longer without being near the coast, and much later ships don't need it at all, as you're probably familiar in similar games. But we will be trying to get to that as quickly as we can. Darth Raptor, how are you doing down here? I can push this through for you. Let's go ahead and push that through. Next up, we are going to want to have a look. Well, actually, can we attach? We can. Let's go ahead and attach. Boom. There we go. Marvelous. Absolutely marvelous. All of our populations have now been fully absorbed. Right. With that, well, I mean, this would actually give you 13. How? Oh, 13 basically from itself. Well, first, let's see about getting an agrarian tile right here, as that may allow us to stick down that emblematic tile there instead. We'll lose a little bit of industry, but that's fine. We've just gained an awful lot of industry. One of the big problems, though, is that we are presently tending very aggressively towards the rebellion territory, and part of that is due to the fact that we have chosen not to acquiesce to the demands of our people. One thing that we can do to try and help with that a little bit, actually, is to recall our troops. It's going to take them 4 turns to get over there, but let's try and bring them back so they can stand guard in the city and dissuade any shenanigans. Hopefully, we'll see how it goes. I'm going to be keeping a close eye on. Ooh, wow, we got a lot of points there. We're going to be keeping a very close eye on Shen's stars, as I feel that they're the biggest threat to us. Another osmosis event. This one is a good one, good. Which are going to become increasingly rare for a little while. +3 money on main plaza. Quite possibly worth taking. And we'll have enough money on the next turn to make that happen as well. Alright, let's find out what's looking down here. Not too bad. I could set this unit to auto-explore, and actually, given this, I just want them to have a look around, follow the coasts where they can. I think auto-explore makes a lot of sense. Usually I'm not going to go for that for our units, but in this instance I think so. Go ahead, just keep on making your way down there. I'm sure they'll move by the time you're trying to slip around. Rappens forgave a grievance. Thank you very much, Shen. Yep. And with that, we are going to just go ahead and buy the next technology. Trade expeditions research. As talented traders and scribes master the language of distant lands, trade and commercial relations grow, and indeed flourish. Happy days indeed. Converted to a new religion. The Rappens polytheism. Resource sold. Access to porcelain. And they forgave another grievance. Okay, well, you're creating the grievances at this point. You're creating the grievances for yourself. Oh, it looks like we've actually passed the point where we were struggling. Oh, thank heavens. It seems that we're now in a bit of a better position. Okay, you guys can hold this area for the time being. That actually being said, let's go ahead and march our armies down. We could settle a forward barracks down here, maybe? Might not be a bad idea. Raptor, could we get one of these built right about there? Please and thank you. It'll also increase stability in this area, but that's not really why we're building that one. No, we're building that one so that we've got somewhere to garrison our troops. With that, Manu, it's finally time for us to get the mausoleum at Halicarnassus. +1 science per district on city or outpost. And I feel that popping this down here would be grand. This has to be built on a... I believe it has to be built on a river. It can be built once in the world. Oh, actually... No, it can be built anyway. Okay, well, very well. Oh, it can't go there because it's a strategic resource. That makes a lot of sense. But let's not put this anywhere where it can easily be raided, because I feel that would perhaps be a dumb move. Also, let's not place it on a river. Let's place it here. The rivers are going to be more useful to us in lots of different ways. But also, placing this will allow us to tap into all of the resources around it. And so I believe we may even be able to gather the resources out of this lake, which would be particularly nice. Now, that has been bumped up to the highest priority, but I'm actually fine with us finishing this before then, especially because it's only going to take me a single turn. Right, for now, you guys just settle in here. We should see somewhere in here stability from units. There we are, +20 stability from our garrisoned units. That is greatly helping us right now. But we have lost the Defiant debuff, which is nice to see at the very least. Resource sold. Access to ebony was purchased. Conquest research. There we go. Outpost assimilation. I mean, you know, that would have been great to have had a little while ago, but it's fine, I suppose. We'll accept it for now. Right. Where are the rest of our units? Hopefully on their way. Ooh, we've got a little bit of something over here that our unit, that our ship will be able to make use of. We can also found an outpost out here if we have embarkation technology, and I do believe we have that. So something perhaps over here, or maybe here, would be quite useful. I think so. You know what? We've got enough money that I'm hopeful that we're going to be able to push a unit through. Let's go for a scout. Nice and simple unit. Yeah, let's just grab you straight away. Now with that, yes, we can. We can embark at the harbour and make our way across. And I see no reason not to establish a new outpost out here. This will give us this entire area to manage. Now, the sad thing about this is we're really not going to be able to hit most of it. And we'll get a lot of resources over there, but I would very much like to... Well, that being said... Actually, yeah, it makes more sense for us to go to the areas over here. About here would be the better one, I think. That'll do. A map of the heavens. The Empire's achievements in the sciences are already a matter of great pride. Now, a bright, industrious woman, hailing from the Empire's most renowned centre of learning, Darth Raptor, has presented you with an atlas of the heavens, dividing the stars into constellations. Their wheeling nature, once at the domain of the gods alone, now approaches human comprehension. How should it be used? We can militarize it. Sharing this with our Empire's armies could give us an edge in exploration, eagle-eyed on 9 units, plus 2 vision range, or educate. With adequate funding, a work like this could inspire a generation of artists and thinkers. I am 100% going to go for this. We'll drop our money a little bit, but plus 10 science in both cities? How could I say no? How could I say no? Hey, Oshan. Yep. We still lead by a very healthy margin. But Fitz has actually started to clamber back up, which is something I'm not too happy about.
The impressive Maorians, science, faith, and culture. The only worrying thing about them are those elephants.
Have we met someone? We must... Oh! They have claimed one of the independent cities. Now, this is actually this is a bit of a bug. You may have noticed that on the independent cities, this unknown civ is gaining quite a lot of traction with them. This, I originally tried to work out all kinds of reasons why that might be the case. Oh, perhaps they've got very similar ideologies, but it still doesn't explain how they even know they exist. It's a bug. Whichever player is in the third position, and this is true in multiplayer, where all the players are humans or AI, whichever player occupies player slot 3 passively gains relation with every independent city. As such, if you play with a new world, eventually they'll just have the entire new world, because they'll just convert all of the cities that exist on the new world without ever having had to go there. And that's effectively what's happened here. I'm hopeful that this bug gets addressed relatively soon, but, you know, for the time being, it just means that we've met someone a little bit faster. There we go. They've bought access to our pearls. Thank you. They've also... Oh, violence is blocked. Oh, no. Oh, well. What's happened is it's gone straight through here. That's a shame. Okay. Ah, Cringer, really?
Shall we become close?
You annexed a city that I was a patron of.
I'm happy to consider what more we may do together.
Well, you're hesitant. Let's have a look. We're more powerful than them. Our borders are close to them. We're allied with their enemy. I'm not too surprised that they're at war. We'll have a look at this in a moment. A matter of diplomacy. Word of your empire has now reached the Maorians. Knowledge. Well, I should imagine that Shen is going to want us to go to war with them. For the time being, I will allow you to trade, though. Mostly, I want the money.
This is pleasing. I am content to join together on this.
Also, you have access to things that I don't, and this is very much something I want. Yes.
A cultural
News like
wonder.
This
Please.
makes the sun shine a little brighter.
Silks, I can't afford. Okay, expensive. But now we know where you're at. That is a bit of a pain in the bum, though, that they yoinked a bunch of our stuff, sadly. Oh, well. 'Tis a thing. Darth Raptor is currently working on getting this set up for our army, who will be there in about the same amount of turns as it's going to take to finish, so that's fine. Manu is back to work on the Wonder. Excellent news, indeed. Now, as for everything else for us, I think it is time for us to start to consider. We need to build up a regular area down here to start building out the merchants' quarters, I feel. Sure, let's go ahead and pop that there. It's going to take us a couple of turns to get there, but still, it'll be well worth it once we can. I think perhaps having Darth Raptor. They're perfect. Absolutely wonderful. I was a little bit concerned that this wouldn't allow us to breach over the town lines. Sorry, the territory lines, but it does. So that's excellent. That's worked exactly as I'd hoped. Furthermore, I would like to add in a little bit of extra food income there. We'll pop that down. That being said, no, let's cancel that one. I will place it somewhere where I don't care about losing what's being generated there, because I'm going to be surrounding it with commerce districts eventually. We've still got the ability to build a tiny little district over there. No point whatsoever. However, so we'll leave that one as it is. Lumberyard would... I can't believe we haven't got a lumberyard already over here. That's kind of a silly mistake on my part. But let's get that as well. It's going to take us a while to get all of these things done, but it'll be well worth it in the end. Okay, I'm getting a little bit worried about how close some people are getting to the requisite number of stars to move into the next era. Being said, though, we are so close to getting some more. Ooh. 50 influence and 40 science. Not bad. Not bad at all, actually. Right, let's head on down and try to keep to the shallows on the way. I'm going to take control of this because I don't trust the AI not to get our ship sunk. That would be quite the frustration, not going to lie. Alright. Let's get our ships out and about. Once we've set up this little area over here, I'm wondering if we'll have enough islands to be able to settle around about there. We might be able to do the same over here and just get a couple of extra districts. Just bringing this in, a few more bits and bobs. Those pearls, for example, would be very, very happily accepted. At this stage, money... Oh, sorry, builder stars, we only need 3 more districts. Agrarian stars, we need 8 more pops. Those are the real ones that we want to get at this stage. Expansion stars, I mean, technically, we could probably go for it at this point. And if we only need to fight a tiny bit to get the militarist stars. Let's have a look at what options there exist for us. We've got Norsemen. I'll scroll through them and just read out the names, but you can pause to see what we'll get as well. We've got the Umayyads. Not where? Why am I adding letters to their name? I'm so sorry. The Mongols, 100% ransack gains on army. Wow. The Mongol horde, another nomad. Special unit that gathers food through fighting. I mean, maybe. The English, another agrarian one. Plus 7 food per number of attached territories on city or outpost. Okay. Increases the range by 2 for range units standing on it. The stronghold. You can get the longbowman there. Got Khmer with plus 3 industry on maker quarters. That is it's plus food and industry. That is actually really, really quite nice. And plus 1 industry per population. For our cities, that is going to be potentially amazing. The Teutons, Teutonic Knights over there. Ghananians, much more of a money-focused culture. The Franks, now plus 10% influence. That might be very much worth our time. Byzantines, Master of Whispers there. And the Aztecs. Plus 2 land movement speed on unit. Minus 20% on unit industry cost. That one doesn't interest me quite as much as some of the others. I suspect Khmer will be where we go. I think. but the Franks do have my attention a little bit. +3 faith, +2 influence per adjacent district, +5 science, +1 research slot on city or outpost. The scriptorium looks like a very, very nice one. But I'll take some time properly looking over them when we're about to make a choice, which is probably going to be soon, if I'm perfectly honest. Have we got our district up and running? We don't. So how about we prioritize that for now? Actually, can I finish this off with money? No, it's going to be a little while. But let's get at least some work on that. Do I need to do anything over here? No, we can't. So for now, well, actually, that being said, okay, if we can get this set up quickly. They move so slowly, though. I don't think we've got 4 turns to do this. No, Shen is right there. We've been forgiven for heresy, apparently. I mean, potato.
You are...
That's a shame, because I would have loved to... Oh, well, actually, we wouldn't. We probably wouldn't be able to absorb it completely. That being said, maybe. It would be nice to have that grove, but I think it's unlikely we're getting it. I will pass one more turn, but I am risking things here, I feel. Population gain, Darth Raptor. Okay, we're getting quite close to a few things. The Aesthete Star is way too far away, but Builder Star is relatively close. Oh no. No, I'm going to refuse again. I am not interested in that deal, Malados. We've got 2 more turns before we can connect up there. I just have to hope that perhaps... let's slip out here. Now, this shouldn't cause us to lose the unit. That only happens if you spend 2 consecutive turns out at sea. Hopefully, that is correct. We will see, I suppose. Alright, let's pass the next turn. You can settle on this location along the border there. And then turn. Army lost at sea. Units in this army will be destroyed next turn if they remain in deep waters. There we go. We'll just straight up die. GG no re. Right, with that in mind, let's get back into the shallows, and then we can pick that up on the next turn. Alright. Remind me later. We're so close to so many things going on. How close are we to the agrarian stars? 53. And sadly, we have slowed down on gaining new population. It is a bit of a pain, but oh well. I don't think there's anything else we can do here that would help with that, sadly. So we're just going to have to accept that. But there are lots of things we can do over here. Extra food on farmers at this point would help, since we're being forced to create farmers. It will work out for us in the end. Let's get the extra industry there. That would actually be quite nice with the stone. We'll also grab you for the farmers' quarters, which we have plenty of. Right, there we are. Decent amount of food income.
Your people see it as a place of safety and a symbol of power. Only your friends know of the extensive wine cellar.
What? I am somewhat confused. Oh! Right. Okay. This suddenly makes so much more sense. Alright. As for you, let's go ahead and grab this. What have we got? A little bit of gold. Certainly won't say no. Now, we'll move through the coastal reefs there. It will slow down our progress, but I'm fine with that for the time being. Let's hop across. And there we go. Not much in the way of food, to be certain. But worth having. We can just go ahead and try and grab that ourselves, which I'm totally okay with. In terms of score, we're back down to 4th, sadly, but that should be okay for the time being. We're about to get a nice little bump from this. New grievance available?
Come, sit near me, my friend.
Wow.
Let's talk.
Okay, they're absorbing quite a lot of things. I don't want these people, though. And if I demand... This is the issue. If I demand it, there is a small chance that they'll actually just give them to me. Which would be awful. I wouldn't mind having a war. What I would mind is being given the unit. Sorry, the city. Because then that would disrupt my cities a little bit. But maybe it's something we can look at. I believe... Is Shen at war with them?
Say what you need to say.
No. Shen is not at war with them. Okay. Let's have a look at you. We're comparable. What about you,
I would
Fitz?
not put myself in this position.
Fitz
if
is
I feared the
weaker.
consequence.
Okay, well, that's at least one good thing. Now, all the rest of my armies, please be on your way. Get the stuff. Once you're done there, I'm probably going to turn you on to auto-explore as well. This has cut off our ability to easily move around, though, but we can probably make that in just 1-2. So it shouldn't be too terribly bad for us, all things said and done. Right, we're about to get a dock over here. We've got a lot of things due to happen over here. I would very much like procession. Is that still an available civic that we haven't taken? Religious rights. Yes. Let's go ahead and spend the 311.
Gathering, sharing, forming a community. Might I recommend throwing in a few feasts as well?
I'm open to suggestions. Certainly. Right, with that, Darth Raptor, I would like to spend some cash. 105, scarcely a problem, and we can prevent this from dropping too terribly low over here. It's a small price to pay for that. Yes, the fact that bug allows player number 3 to just basically be everywhere is a little bit irking. Resource sold, our copper. Whether a siege is an attritional campaign or a direct assault, effective tactics can be the difference between success and failure. There we are. Build the stars
An
earned.
impressive mausoleum. But I can't help wonder what sort of a sign it is when an empire spends more on the dead than the living.
Duly noted. I mean, you can't argue with the logic, I suppose. Let's continue to approach a little bit. We can probably yoink this whole area as well. Now, the problem with that, actually, that we won't be able to because we can't move through these lands. And sadly, these really don't survive very long at sea. And because they have such short, such little ability to actually traverse the ocean, yeah, they'll just straight up die. I'm going to turn on your auto-explore. Perhaps you go down in that direction, who knows. Same with you. You can now start auto-exploring as well. But let's have a look at what we would like to research next. We could go for the Commons Quarter, +2 influence, and a lot of extra stability, may be quite nice. And customs farm, rather. Money generated from ongoing trade, that would actually be quite nice for us. Relocate capital would be an ability there. Not really what we're looking for on that one. However, craftsmanship would be very nice indeed. And then possibly followed by... minus 10% on all resource money costs when buying a resource through trade. Not strictly something we need. I think going for Imperial Power would be where it's at for us right now. That being said, fortifications would be nice. Definitely. We can always have a look into that, but I strongly suspect we're going to end up going to war here. And I will likely raise this city instead of capture it. I don't think there's ever going to be enough need for me to have that as an actual city. And I'd rather, or if I did, I'd want them to be vassalized so they would manage the city rather than us having to take control of it and worry about everything. Up to 24 population here, which is amazing. How close are we? We've got one more tech. Okay, well maybe we might actually finish that one. As much as I was feeling that it was very unlikely, it is a possibility. Sadly, we have no particular way of forcing a war here. It may literally come down to, unless they press these and we can refuse them, I can't make that war happen. And that is incredibly irritating. Without going for a surprise war, and it's not really something I want. That being said, I could make a request, or maybe even a demand. You at war with anyone? No. Okay, well let's go for a treaty. If I go for non-aggression pact and you agree, that's exactly the opposite of what I want. How about I go for share maps?
Here is a proposal to get your heart racing. Once again, you show how inadequate you are.
Very well.
This is what you wish to do. You set things in motion.
Oh, if only you knew what you were setting in motion. Exactly what I want you to set in motion, that's what. We're immediately going to press this as a demand.
You are aware that I am not known for my patience.
So stupid, so ridiculous, so inevitable.
There we go. Now, it's going to take us some time, sadly, for this to build up at all. But it is possible that they will push the war for us. I'm going to refuse your demands.
Sometimes my temper makes me impulsive.
Damn it!
Let's try again. Thank you for admitting the reality of our relative positions.
Okay, no need to be so smug. I actually want him to accept it. See, this is like just going all in when you're playing cards. When you really want them to bet more, if you seem too confident about your ability, it'll have the opposite effect. Much sadness. But +3 from having an ongoing demand. It'll slowly rise, but I think it won't rise nearly fast enough for our uses here. Manus population is gained. Forgave a grievance. Very nice.
Keep a wary eye on the Carthaginians.
What?
With strong ships on the waters and elephants on land, one hopes they will stay friendly.
Oh, fair enough. Resource sold. Matter of diplomacy. Okay. How did you find out about me?
Greetings. I'm a good neighbor and a loyal friend, as long as you don't cross me.
Okay, I will introduce myself.
Greetings. I'm called hot-blooded, short-tempered, passionate. All the highest compliments. As long as we are honest and fair, we can do mighty things.
How do you do, whoever you are?
Really? How rude. So rude. But I have met you, which is, good. Could we grab that? That would be grand. But increasingly, it's clear that I need to get out there and start establishing colonies on the waters. But there's still... Are they back in the game? No, they're eliminated. There is still one empire that we haven't seen, if they still exist at all. Oh dear, Shen is in a position to move into the next area. Has he locked down any of the options? No. Okay, so Shen is holding on for a reason that I can't guess at right now. Probably the same reason I'm holding on. I need one more population. 3 turns. Oh, actually, it's gonna... Yeah, 3 turns there and 2 turns here. Science in 3 turns. Military as soon as I get a chance. 3 turns is too much, I feel. I feel that 3 turns is going to exhaust an opportunity that I would very much like to have. I can connect this territory if I want. Should be very nice. Let's go ahead and make that happen. And before anything else goes down, let's just pop that in there. We'll pass one turn at least just to get that built. But that's probably one of the last opportunities we're going to have to get our emblematic building set up. When I pass this turn, there's every chance that Shen is going to lock something in. But it isn't necessarily the be-all, end-all. Close to defeat. Your population's waterboard in the war again. I'm at war? I wasn't aware. I'll be honest with you.
You bore me, so be brief.
We don't appear to be at war. In fact, we appear to be in an alliance. So, I don't really know what's going on there. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a little bit concerned. An osmosis event is available, though. Ah, damn it. Once again. Civic minus 30% of religious district industry costs versus Anox action procession. No, I really quite like that actually. So that's a big no. Refuse. You're going to be very unhappy. I appreciate this. Nevertheless, do your best, I suppose. I could try and push that through. I'm going to hold on to my cash, though, because I've got a funny feeling we're going to need it soon. All right.
Something to make our affairs more civil?
A good idea from a good friend? Let me hear it.
I see no reason not to. Yeah, I see no reason not to. Sure.
This is pleasing. I am content to join together on this.
I will happily make a purchase of many of your items. Dyes.
This is most satisfying.
Carthaginians is buying this resource from Marines. They may sell it to you thanks to their merchant affinity. Oh, right, okay. But I'm just going to go through and grab as much of the dyes as we can. It's plus 10 industry, basically, and a bunch of stability. The salt is plus food. Those dyes, fantastically useful. I mean, I could try, I guess, but... ebony. Once again, more industry. I have no reason not to just purchase everything. And this is the beauty of having stupid amounts of cash. We cannot afford these. Cannot be done as the extractor has been ransacked. Oh, no. Oh, no. Much sadness. And indeed, some badness as well. But that may well help with the stability problem. In fact, yeah, it's actively doing the work we need to get done. At this point, your city's food output is high enough to support population growth, but I don't believe we've got any room for the population to do any jobs, which is a bit of a concern. Now, we put a little bit of work in there. Let's get that down. How close are we? One pop, one science of, again, 3 turns. I believe we are in 1 turn. So if we just hold out for 1 turn, we get the Agrarian Star, which is a healthy amount of fame at our current level. Where's our Builder Star sitting at? Yeah, we're quite far away from that one. And sadly, we're not going to be able to attach the district. We can't get to the district in order to set it up, which is a bit of a pain in the bum, but oh well. Alright. Let's allow our units to continue exploring. Oh, curiosity collected. Excellent. Now, hopefully you're not going to do anything stupid like kill yourself, but we'll find out, I guess. Let's head on down there. New religion? Converted to the Oak Brethren. Excellent. Resource sold. And an Agrarian Star has been earned. Okay, I don't really see much reason... Oh, 1 turn, I guess. This is one of the problems. Is it's always going to be that one more turn. One more turn, I can get a little bit more fame. And when fame is the primary resource that you're trying to accrue, it's quite a convincing argument, annoyingly. The filthy masses. In the crowded slums of the populous city of Darth Raptor, the citizens are falling sick, and mere prayers aren't being answered by the gods. Many streets reek of urine, where citizens take a convenient tinkle, while cesspits of human waste send their putrid stench across half the city. Is it time to invest in sanitary measures? Built. It will cost, but once functioning, sewer system can prevent these maladies. Destitute on Darth Raptor, -5, or ignore. Building a sewer is too expensive. We let the disease run its course, and let only the strong survive. What? No, we're going to build... Oh, my lord. That feels a little bit too close to some of the things that the British Prime Minister has said recently. My goodness. Alright, one more turn. And tonk. Bread and games has been locked by another empire. Attitude change. Marians now feel differently about us. Craftsmanship. Research. By progressing the myriad of arts of culture from individual endeavours to skilled crafts executed with knowledge and training, true quality can flourish. There we are. Science star. Unlocked. Truly a wondrous time to be alive. I feel we can all agree. It's so annoying that you're like 2 turns away, but at this point, I think if we don't... If Shen hasn't already made a move, we're literally just opening the door for him. Let's have a look. Has any of them been locked? No, none of them have been locked. Okay, time for me to properly have a look over these. Okay, after much deliberation, like far more than I'd like to admit, it has come down to the Teutons and the Khmer. I feel more inclined towards the Khmer for 2 reasons. One, the Barret will allow us to have +1 industry on this building per population, and considering we intend to build our cities to very large amounts, these single buildings will potentially represent enormous amounts of industry. +2 industry per adjacent river as well, and plus food as well as some more industry slots on the city, but also ballista elephants. I mean, I don't know what else you expect from me, frankly. It's an elephant with a ballista on top. I mean, on the flip side, money per state religion follower, science per state religion follower, +1 faith per district in the area where it's built, I should imagine, +3 influence and +3 faith per adjacent district, could make these extremely good for spreading our religion, which in turn would be extremely good for generating more money and more science. However, I feel that there is going to be more potential. Like, this unit is actually quite nice as well, but I feel there's going to be more potential here. So we're going to go ahead and adopt and move into the medieval era. It took me a really, really good bit of time to decide on which of those groups. But for our current build style, I feel that the bonus that we're going to get from this one is really going to make a very, very stark difference. It's going to be huge. Huge enhancement for us. Let's see. Would you be able to get up there? Okay. You'd be able to get out in 3, and then would you be able to get back in what? Whoa. We're about to find out if our scout is about to murderize themselves. We'll hope that they don't, but you never know. Right. Well, that is all that we've got down here. We're not going to be able to go back over there, so I guess we're just going to set you on to auto-explore and just hope for the best, I suppose. Hopefully you don't die whilst trying to move around. You can at least get down here to Shen's area and kind of park yourself there, I guess.
Wisdom and technical innovation from earlier eras bring humankind new knowledge, and we immediately use it to find new ways to kill each other off.
I mean, I would like to...
Greater empires build more powerful armies.
Try and say no to this, but at the same time, I don't like to lie, so... Yeah, kind of how it works.
Versus brawn, with ever richer cities as tempting spoils for the victor. For innovation and brute strength, the Khmer present you with sophisticated hydraulic engineering and ballista-equipped elephants.
See? Me too. I mean, how could you say no to this? Realistically, you can't. Can't be expected to say no to ballista-equipped elephants. A new wonder can be claimed. Each of these distinguished monuments can be a testament to humankind's power and ingenuity for millennia to come. Okay, army going to be lost at sea. Okay, it looks like they've already pulled back. I approve. But it does look like we had enough to claim a new wonder. And we're going to be the first to claim the Angkor Wat. +1 food per faith. +20 faith. Wow. +1 food per faith. Is that per follower or... Oof, that sounds quite amazing. It's considered as a holy site, but does not count towards the holy site cap. Forbidden City. +25 war support increased when going to war. Okay, well, it's not too bad, I suppose. That's the least probably of interest to me right now. +40 stability is amazing. +20 faith. +20% number of turns before being converted by other religions or cities or outposts. Okay, so it gives you a bit more of a buffer against religious conversion for you to try and react to it. +1 faith per researched technology at Notre Dame. +20 faith. +40 stability. I think this has to be where we're going. This has to be where we go. We need that food to support an ever increasingly ridiculously massive population. Yes, I claim you. In the name of me. We apparently have a couple of things happening.
So, tell me, shall we become closer? I'm happy to consider what more we may do together.
Well, I'm not against it. Ideological our ideological proximity is very high. Oh, well, okay. Apparently that's just the way it is with you. Very well. No, I'm going to refuse. Because I see a war in our future.
Once again, you show how inadequate you are. I am dying to see where this decision leads you.
Speaking about dying, you may well be dying once you see where it leads us. Hopefully not, though, but, you know, it is a distinct possibility. Should we go straight for this, I wonder, or straight for you? Big question, that one. Big question. Now, it counts as both a farmer's quarter and a maker's quarters, which is absolutely out of this world good, because that means that when I build it, it will activate both types of resource from the tiles that I connect to it. There would be fantastic. But how much of a bonus does it get? +4 industry on maker's quarters districts. So realistic, I really do want it next to my maker's quarters wherever possible. Let's see. Well, I guess down here would be an obvious place to pop it. It'll produce a little bit of food down here, but over here... Oh, my lord. 55 industry. How can I put it anywhere else? I ask you. How could I possibly choose to put it anywhere else? Next one is over here. 52 industry. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to basically find all of the best places to pop them. And then we'll see where we go from there. And finally... 38. I mean, you know, I guess it's going to happen eventually that you don't get the best bang for buck, but sure, whatever. Pop it there. Now, I don't think... Oh, of course we have to build it out here. I would have to overwrite that, and that's just not happening. That's giving me faith. Would this give me faith? It actually might give me faith. No, it won't give me faith. So I don't really care. This is one of the downsides of this, is that we can't easily expand out. I could pop the... I can build this over icebergs? I had no idea, but I approve. Very well. We'll plop that down as well. But with all of that said and done, we're not actually going to be setting that up in that particular order. I just wanted to place them down so I knew where things were going to go. The same is going to happen down here. Let's find out the best spots for us. 53 industry there and 18 food besides. The next up, 53 industry here. And again, this is where we really start to pull things in. 49 industry over here with 15 food. Now, of course, this will be an enormous strain on our people in terms of the destabilization that will happen as a result of building all of these. But we won't be building them necessarily all at the same time. We are going to be spreading things out where we can. But just having them kind of earmarked and on the map of where I want them to go is the main thing. Now, as for Angkor Wat, I think we want this down relatively quickly, if we can. That being said, I could build it out here. It would be kind of cool to do. The other bonus is that it would actually give us access to everything out here as well. Maybe there would be something to be said about that. It would give us access to these tiles, which would then allow us to build up over there, but I don't really necessarily think that's going to be the best bang for buck for us. It doesn't really gain any particular benefit in terms of its range, but let's give a holy site down here. We basically yoinked a holy site from Fitz, which I can only imagine that they weren't really happy about. Let's be honest, but it is a thing that we've done, and I'm not going to undo it either. I could place it in here. We would gain access to all of the mountains, and you know what? That's actually kind of gorgeous. Just surrounded by mountains. As a holy site, imagine taking pilgrimages there. Truly wondrous. But that's not a high priority just yet. I'm going to slide that down through the queue for the time being. But looking at the time, I'm afraid that we have run out of time. As ever, the episode's kind of run away with me with this. I'm enjoying it so much, and I hope you are as well. And thank you so much for everyone who's been leaving me comments, both with suggestions on how to proceed with the development of our empire, and also just letting me know that you've been enjoying the videos. It means an awful lot. And on that note, if you enjoyed what you saw and you want to see more, do consider leaving me a like or indeed a comment down below. Saint Algorithmus offers their thanks for the generous tithe, but that is going to be it for me. So until next time, and as always, do take care.